Have you noticed it? The private aircraft market is crashing, and most people didn't see it coming. Planes that were once in high demand are now sitting idle for months, sometimes years, and prices are dropping faster than anyone expected. What's causing this sudden collapse? From skyrocketing costs and aging fleets to economic shifts and shrinking buyer pools, multiple factors are hitting the market at once. In this video, we're breaking down 10 reasons why the aircraft market is falling apart, why planes are no longer selling, and what's behind this unprecedented crash. Buckle up. The reality might shock even experienced pilots. 1. Soaring maintenance costs. Aircraft maintenance has become one of the largest obstacles in the private aviation market. Routine inspections, engine overhauls, propeller servicing, avionics upgrades, and structural repairs can easily run tens of thousands of dollars, even for relatively small single-engine planes. For older aircraft, parts are often scarce or must be custom ordered, driving up both cost and wait times. Labor is highly specialized, meaning mechanics can charge premium rates, and any delays in repairs can push back sales for months. Buyers are fully aware of these potential expenses and often hesitate to make a purchase, knowing that hidden maintenance issues could add tens of thousands more to their investment. Sellers who defer or minimize maintenance in an attempt to save money unintentionally make their aircraft less attractive, reinforcing the cycle. The result? Planes sit idle, costs escalate over time, and the market slows down significantly, creating a scenario where even well-maintained aircraft struggle to sell. Hazard 2. Aging aircraft fleet. The average general aviation aircraft in the US and many parts of Europe is over 30 years old, meaning a large portion of the fleet faces challenges tied to age. Older aircraft may be mechanically sound, but they often lack modern avionics, GPS navigation, glass cockpits, autopilot systems, fuel efficiency, and the safety features buyers expect today. Updating these aircraft to meet modern standards can cost tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes exceeding the plane's resale value. Buyers, particularly new pilots and retirees entering aviation, increasingly prioritize modern features, leaving vintage aircraft to sit on the market indefinitely. Even meticulously maintained older planes cannot compete with newer models in terms of comfort, efficiency, and ease of operation. This aging fleet reduces overall market turnover, creates long listing times, and discourages entry-level buyers who want a modern, low-maintenance aircraft experience. 3. Complex regulatory requirements. Private aviation is one of the most heavily regulated industries in the world. Aircraft sales must comply with detailed FAA regulations in the US, EASA rules in Europe, and local aviation authorities in many other countries. Sellers must ensure that annual inspections, 100-hour inspections, airworthiness directives, and maintenance logs are all current and properly documented. International buyers face additional hurdles, including import certification, registration approval, and compliance with foreign airworthiness standards. Any missing documentation or incomplete inspection record can delay or even prevent a sale entirely. Navigating these regulatory requirements can take months, causing aircraft to sit idle while sellers and buyers work through paperwork. For older aircraft, records may be incomplete or lost, requiring expensive audits and recertification. These barriers create significant friction, slowing the market and deterring potential buyers, even when the aircraft itself is perfectly flyable. 4. Shrinking buyer pool. The pool of potential aircraft buyers is inherently limited. Owning a plane requires a significant investment beyond the purchase price, including fuel, maintenance, hangar space, insurance, and recurring pilot training or currency requirements. A used Piper PA-32 or Cessna 182 may cost $120,000, but annual operational expenses often exceed $25,000 to $30,000. This financial commitment is beyond the reach of most people, meaning only a small fraction of the population can realistically purchase and operate a plane. Even highly desirable aircraft may sit unsold because the number of qualified buyers is extremely limited. Sellers often wait months or years for buyers who can meet all requirements, creating long idle periods and frustrating the market. This limited buyer pool compounds other issues like depreciation, rising costs, and technological gaps, further slowing aircraft turnover. 5. Depreciation and poor resale value. Aircraft depreciation is often steep and unpredictable. A Cirrus SR-20 purchased in the early 2000s for $150,000 may now resell for $90,000, even if the aircraft is in excellent condition and fully upgraded. Buyers evaluate remaining engine life, propeller condition, avionics, and anticipated maintenance costs, while sellers may overestimate value based on nostalgia or prior investments. This mismatch causes listing prices to stay unrealistically high, discouraging buyers and keeping planes on the market for extended periods. Even meticulously maintained aircraft can remain unsold until sellers adjust prices to reflect true market conditions. Combined with high maintenance and upgrade costs, this depreciation discourages buyers, slows turnover, and creates the impression of a stagnant or collapsing market. Number 6. Rising insurance premiums. Insurance costs for private aircraft have increased dramatically, especially for older, high-performance or twin-engine models. For example, a Cirrus SR-22 can require $7,000 to $10,000 per year in insurance, while a Beechcraft Baron can exceed $15,000 to $20,000 annually. These high premiums discourage buyers and may even lead current owners to reduce flying hours or ground their planes entirely to save money. Insurance becomes a major factor in the total cost of ownership, and many buyers reconsider their purchase when premiums push operating costs above what they expected. For sellers, these rising costs create an additional hurdle to completing sales. Combined with maintenance, fuel, and regulatory challenges, high insurance premiums significantly reduce market activity and leave planes sitting idle. 7. Fuel price instability. Fuel cost volatility adds another layer of uncertainty for aircraft owners and buyers. Avgas prices can fluctuate dramatically. In 2022, prices rose from $5 to over $8 per gallon in some regions. A Cessna 172 burning 8 gallons per hour saw operating costs jump from $40 to $64 per hour almost overnight. For multi-engine aircraft or long-distance flights, the impact is even more significant. Pilots often reduce flight hours or postpone trips when fuel prices spike, while buyers factor volatile operating costs into their purchase decisions. This unpredictability discourages both ownership and transactions, leaving planes parked and reducing market turnover. 8. Limited financing options. Financing for private aircraft is restrictive. Banks are cautious with older or niche models, offering high interest rates, short repayment terms, or requiring substantial down payments. Many buyers of older aircraft, such as 1970s Piper Cherokees or Cessna 150s, must pay cash upfront. Without accessible financing, the buyer pool shrinks further, forcing sellers to wait for cash-ready buyers, a very limited segment. This lack of financing amplifies other market issues like maintenance costs, depreciation, and insurance, prolonging idle time and reducing overall market liquidity. 9. Technological obsolescence. Modern pilots expect advanced avionics, autopilot, ADS-B compliance, and other modern safety features. Older aircraft with analog instruments or outdated systems may be mechanically sound but are less appealing. Retrofitting technology can cost $50,000 or more, often exceeding resale value. Buyers bypass older aircraft in favor of modern models, leaving vintage planes on the market for extended periods. This technological gap creates a self-reinforcing cycle where older planes remain unsold, market turnover slows, and sellers are discouraged from listing their aircraft without expensive upgrades. 10. Economic shocks and pandemics. Global crises like COVID-19, recessions, and inflation have major impacts on discretionary spending, particularly for high-ticket items like private aircraft. Travel restrictions, economic uncertainty, and fluctuating interest rates caused many buyers to postpone purchases. Even highly desirable aircraft can sit idle for years because buyers wait for market stability. The pandemic, for instance, caused planes that normally would have sold in months to remain parked for over 2 years. Economic shocks amplify all other market challenges: high maintenance, insurance, financing limitations, leaving inventory stagnant and reinforcing the perception that the aircraft market is crashing.